is imperative you audit your fax workflows. How is fax used in your organization? What are your custom inbound and outbound fax workflows? Do you have any custom applications that integrate with RightFax? These questions need to be answered to help you decide what direction you will need to go when moving to the cloud. Your current infrastructure will also be a driving force on your decision to move to the cloud. You might want to continue using your current telephony provider, but they might not be available in the cloud you choose. You need to confirm your fax numbers can be ported to a new telephony provider if that is the decision you want to go, and you need to choose which cloud you want to move to. Considering how the move to the cloud could affect your end users is extremely important. Even though you can plan the move so there is little downtime, you most probably will be upgrading your RightFax server, so it might be necessary to roll out a new client and train on the new version. You need to also be aware of requirements of migrating or installing your new RightFax system in the cloud. Decisions need to be made regarding your connection to the cloud, such as a VPN or pure web access. There are also backend requirements such as SQL and the possibility of needing an SBC or virtual fax gateway. When moving on-premise solutions to the cloud, security plays an important role. You need to decide, is encryption of all data and communication a requirement? How will you do Active Directory authentication? And is the new environment compliant with industry regulations? Telephony is the most complicated consideration when moving RightFax to the cloud. Most major carriers do terminate traditional MPLS SIP trunks to the major cloud providers, but are they optimized for T38 fax? Do you want to segregate your fax traffic from your voice and data traffic is another consideration. And as I mentioned in the earlier slides, we can work with you on finding the best solution for your connection to the PSTN when moving RightFax to the cloud. Okay, so let's talk a little more about choosing an Itsp, which is an Internet Telephony Service Provider. It's imperative that your provider be optimized for T38 fax. We have a strong relationship with Babytel and have been working with them for many years. There are other T38 SIP providers out there, so let's look at some of the features that might influence your decision to choose one over the other. So the first is CryptAgent versus VPN. CryptAgent is a small piece of software you install on your RightFax server that will encrypt the fax communication between your RightFax server and Babytel. There are no additional ports that need to be opened, so CryptAgent is the perfect complement to run with RightFax and Babytel trunks. The level of effort to configure CryptAgent versus VPN back to your Itsp is much less and can be configured in less than 1 hour. Since Babytel is one of our strategic partners, you can come to us to help with any issues you may have with your fax system, giving you a one-stop shop for any faxing issues. Finally, let me walk you through a typical Advantage RightFax upgrade project. We break the project into 3 phases. Phase 1 is installing the new RightFax system. During this phase, we will work with you on provisioning the virtual server, installing the latest version of RightFax, licensing RightFax, and doing the base configuration of the system. Phase 2 is configuration and migration. We will make sure your new system is configured the same way as your current production and fully test all functionality. This phase also includes the migration of old data and faxes to the new environment. Finally, phase 3 is when we cut over to the new system. During this phase, it will be necessary to initiate the port of the inbound fax numbers to the new Itsp connected to your RightFax server in the cloud. It will also be necessary to update your client configurations so everything is pointed to the new fax server. Phase 3 will almost always involve some downtime. We will work with you to limit this downtime and continue to test as you go live on the new environment.